I had a near death experience recently. Welcome back to episode 7 of the podcast. So, to give you some context, this near death experience that I had is not something that is like that cool. I'm not sure if I am saying it correctly, but like compared to other people sharing like that near death experience, like, you know, getting shot at and surviving, like engulfed in flames, getting hit by a bus and sent to an isekai world. Maybe not that, but you get the point. Like the my near death experience is not something that is like that cool. It's more something towards a lame side. I think. I'm not sure if I can say that, but basically, like in the end, it's still a near death experience, and my experience is having an asthma attack. So for I don't think I mentioned this in any of my episode, but I have or excuse me, I have I have asthma since I was a kid. I think I was like diagnosed with asthma around 6 or 7. I don't remember, but around that time. So I'm still young. I didn't know what asthma really was back then. I like all I was instructed to do is if you feel tight around your chest or your neck, use an inhaler. Like that's all I know. And then as I grew, I kind of like realized and I kind of learned what asthma really is, and you know just asthma. So back to the story. Like what happened? Like how did I experience a near death experience with an asthma? So what happened is that I went on a trip with a bunch of my friends, and so like we were traveling, and then when we arrived at the hotel, I realized that I forgot my inhaler, and like at first a bunch of my friends told me that go to like the local clinic or no the local pharmacy and just buy an inhaler. But you know I was I was really like ignorant, and I just said that I'll be fine, stuff like that, because I don't want to waste any money on an inhaler. Plus the trip is like 4 days, so I didn't think I would have any asthma attack, or if I have one, I would just like let my body slowly like the asthma. Is that how you say it? Like for to just let my body return back to normal, basically. And so what happened is that I got an asthma attack that night, and the pharmacy is closed. Everyone is asleep. I got an asthma attack around 10 p.m. and we were chilling. So what I did was I just told my friend that, hey, I will just not be talking and I will not be moving a lot because I need to focus on my breathing. So for people who don't know what asthma is, it's basically your airway is tight, like the airway from your nose to your lung is it's like it's closed. I think it's not closed. It's just get smaller. So what happened is that you won't be able to breathe fully. Like you're not getting enough oxygen in. But there is also like some case that I heard that they can't breathe out. So for my case, I can't breathe in, but for some people they can't breathe out. And so like what do you mean by they can't breathe out? Like isn't that nothing? So like when an asthma patient can't breathe out, it basically means that they can't exhale carbon dioxide. And when you can't exhale carbon dioxide, your body is just filled with carbon dioxide, and your lungs cannot do enough diffusions of like the oxygen and the carbon. So it could basically means that you are poisoning yourself in carbon monoxide. I think that is what it is for people who can't exhale out fully. But for me, which is can't exhale in, pretty simple. You can't breathe. Like no matter how much you breathe in, you just feel like you're not getting enough air, and you get tired easily. So in the end, both cases are you are not being able to like receive enough air, enough oxygen. So yeah, so we're gonna go back to my story now. um so where was I? So yeah, I got an asthma attack, and it's around 10 p.m. I told my friends that yeah, I won't do much talking or much moving because I don't want to like tire myself too much. And my plan was to just like wait for my asthma attack to kind of like stop, because sometimes when I have an asthma attack, I won't use an inhaler, because uh sometimes like the asthma attack is not that severe, and I just don't think it's really worth the puff. But I learned that the hard way. So my plan was to like just sit and wait for an asthma attack to go away, and unfortunately that didn't happen. Like the asthma attack just stayed for the whole day, not the whole day, the whole night. And essentially what happened is that I can't sleep, because if I sleep, that will mean my body works slower, and by that it will conclude to like from breathing, from like already like not being able to breathe, it will be to me breathing less than normal, because when you are asleep, your body kind of like puts yourself on a low power mode, so you won't be breathing as much as you would normally. So if I were to sleep back then two th- then one thing could happen, not two. Basically I would be poisoning myself in carbon dioxide because I'm not receiving enough oxygen. So like that is why I have to like constantly stay awake all the time, like the whole night. I have to stay awake, or I would get carbon dioxide poisoning. And when I say it like that, it's not it is like not that cool. I keep referring to it as not that cool, but I just feel like it is not that cool to say that you have an asthma attack and you almost died, compared to like, oh, I got shot in the arms, or I got shot in the shoulder and I almost died, stuff like that. But in the end, like, asthma attack is still really like really important to look out for. you know I learned that the hard way. So I should finish my story first. So what happened is that I just wait an entire night, and I was really sleepy. Since I don't normally like pull an all-nighter, or how do I say it, like I don't really sleep late around like 10-11 p.m. I'm already like sleeping. So it is quite quite challenging for me to stay up all night long. But like, thinking about it now, I don't think it is that like that serious, and it is definitely like not that exciting to say, like like, oh, I almost died by having asthma and I didn't sleep at all. I mean, you know saying it out loud now, it does seems a little silly. But you know, so what happened is that I waited until around 8 a.m. and then I drive to the pharmacy and just bought an inhaler, and then after that I just went to sleep for until like lunch or something. So that is like a little story of like the asthma thing. But like the point of like this week is just like to share awareness of like the asthma, like share awareness of how asthma works, and like it is something to not overlook at. And that's pretty much it for this episode. Gonna be a short one. um I will be doing how do I say this? So for next week it's gonna be life story, and then next week is my video sending off to Japan because I'm flying on the second to last week of this month. So yeah, and then I'll have to set up my laptop for Clip Studio, DaVinci, Audacity, stuff like that. So it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough. I think it's gonna be episode 12, episode 11, or episode 12. That's gonna be a rough one because I am like doing it all in Japan. Whoa, Japan. All right, I think I'm just gonna wrap it here. Thank you guys so much for listening. I will catch you all next week. See ya.